Howdy guys, it's Joe here, and today I want to talk to you guys about all the Ana changes that we just barely got a little bit of news about that are probably going to come out on the PTR, as everything that goes in the PTR pretty much comes to live, and kind of just talk about some of the ramifications, some of the changes, and just what might happen to overall the support meta when this does eventually come to live, or to the PTR, or really to anything like that. And overall, before we get started, I will say, if you're an Ana main, you're probably going to think these are way too harsh, and if you're someone that really doesn't like playing Ana, or just really bored that Ana's in pretty much every single meta, ever since she got her initial buff, you might be a little bit happy with these things. Really, either point, I mean, I enjoy playing the character, don't really main her, so I'm kind of in between. But yeah, there we go with that. Anyways, let's just first start off talking about the different changes that happened to her, or that are happening to her pretty freaking soon. So, the first one that we have is on her biotic rifle, and this is the thing that I feel like a lot of people had a pretty decent problem with. First off, it has really good healing, so that's pretty cool, but second off, it has pretty much a very similar effect to McCree's gun, but with no fall off distance. With McCree's gun, after you get a certain distance, it stops to do a lot less damage. But with someone like Ana, a lot of times it felt like you're the only one that could really have very far range effective hit scan, and the most effective hit scan really in the game, which was kind of weird. Maybe not in every situation, but it was like the only one without any fall off, so they decided to change that a little bit, and kind of makes so she won't be as strong and be able to 1v1 as many people. It feels like a thing that is very prevalent with the character as well, or at least has been. She's been able to beat a lot of different characters in the game. She can beat a lot of tanks, a lot of people that, you know, are flankers, and just a ton of different characters, which normally shouldn't really be what a sniper support can do at melee range. So yeah, I'm kind of glad for those changes at least. Anyways, as far as the change to the biotic rifle itself, they decreased the damage from 80 to 60. It'll still do quite a decent amount of damage. 60 is really not all too bad, but at the same time, she'll be more of a support. Probably want to focus more on healing now and won't be as able to just kind of maul through characters. Of course, you could, you know, beforehand be able to like 3-shot people like Genji and other people like that. But now you won't be able to do that. Now you have to get that 4th shot, being a little bit harder to do. Now they'll have more time to react to you. They'll have more time to get healed, more time to just do all the stuff like that. So it is pretty much just a direct damage nerf, but there you go with that. After that, we also have a nerf probably on the most broken part about her kit that's been broken really just forever, especially since they gave it a buff, the impact grenade, or the biotic grenade. So what they decided to do was, first off, make so that the damage of it went down from 60 to 30, and I feel like this again was a pretty good idea. I really like the effect of the grenade, I like how it blocks healing, I like how it boosts healing, but it did a lot of damage, and once again, if you got a grenade and maybe one shot in a melee, you could almost fully kill an assassin, which I think that didn't really make way too much sense, honestly. That was just kind of weird about the character, and something that made her very good. None of the other supports can do that, while she can very easily, so I'm glad to see that changed. Next, they made so that, while it also does a little bit less damage to your foes, it will also heal you and your teammates for 50 less HP. It used to heal 100, and now it heals 50. And again, this is something that I was kind of hoping for, honestly. It felt really strong as an ability. You throw it on a teammate, heal for 100 HP, instantly shoot, heal for another 100 HP per shot or more, and just keep going on from there. It was very hard to get through, and again, having someone try to kill you while you just heal up half your health bar immediately, so you're pretty much a 300 health hero when you're 1v1ing someone, that was really hard to deal with. Overall, I feel like these changes will make her, especially a little bit weaker, harder to get a few more kills, and a lot more counterable as a character in general, so you won't be able to just kind of maul a lot of the people that you should have been losing to in the first place, which I feel like is kind of a good change. So with this, we don't know her exact power right now, but I'm still assuming that she's going to be pretty strong. These are pretty large changes, but her healing is so strong that even by reducing her burst healing, her overtime healing on tanks is still going to be really good. And she still has some of the best far range hit scan, maybe not as much damage anymore, but still really powerful and very effective and very consistent. So maybe I'll have to hit a few more shots, but it'll feel like it'll still be pretty good. With that said, what I'm really excited about with this update is that we might start to see a few other supports. The thing about Ana is that her burst healing was so good, her damage was so good, and there really felt like, for the longest time, no reason to pick other heroes. Of course, you could pick Mercy for that super high impact ultimate, but Ana also had a high impact ultimate with all those other things, you know, kind of just going in with that. So it kind of was hard to actually pick the character. But now that this is nerfed just a little bit more, I feel like we might be seeing a bit more Mercy. Of course, a lot of people, she has a really high play rate supposedly, that's what we've been hearing. But as far as how strong she is, I feel like she'll become a lot stronger and a lot more usable, just a lot better in a lot of games. When this Ana can't be as survivable, it might make so Mercy actually has a chance. Of course, Mercy isn't that great at surviving by herself, but the heal can be pretty nice, and of course flying your teammates can be pretty nice. I hope that she becomes, or Ana that is, becomes a similar survivability to Mercy, maybe a little bit more, because of course she has that sleep dart and she still does have a self-heal, but maybe not quite as much as she used to be. And I'm hoping that with this, it'll make so that there is a reason to pick Mercy, you know, maybe just the healing, of course survivability and other stuff like that. Just overall, a few nerfs on one support can really bring other supports into the limelight. With that said, I'm hoping that Ana doesn't fly away. I feel like she's definitely still going to be pretty good, but yeah, I could see a lot of Mercy with this. As well with this, with the damage reduction, I feel like maybe we could get someone like Zenyatta kind of coming in, you know, instead of Ana in a lot of games. Right now, Ana seems to be the only person that can really do any damage. By comparison, the other supports, especially Zenyatta, can do quite a bit of damage. But the thing is that Ana just did so much more damage and so much more consistent damage and so much faster healing that a lot of the times there was really no reason to pick this character. And her ultimate was a little bit more high impact in a lot of cases, so it was kind of hard to decide to go for Zenyatta. But now that Ana doesn't do quite as much damage, it feels like Zen might have the opportunity to finally be that damage dealing support that he was really a long time ago. Of course, this could be kind of, you know, be a kind of situation where you have Ana when you need hit scan, when you need to take out a Pharaoh, when you need to take out someone at far range. Maybe a soldier's really doing you trouble and you don't have anyone to beat that. You could go Ana. But then if they have a lot of closer or medium range people, or they just have a lot of people with big hitboxes or just stuff that's easy to hit with a projectile, as they just stand near the ground, such as Bastion or something like that, you could decide to go for Zenyatta and kind of just switch in between the characters. And I feel like that would be kind of something that could be really cool to see. As well with this, you know, maybe nerfing Ana a little bit could give you more of a reason to pick Lucio. Of course, he's already super good right now, but you might see a little bit more of him. And as well, Symmetra. She's kind of in a different case, but maybe we'll see a little bit more of her. Yeah, that's kind of different, though. Overall, though, I am hopeful for these changes. I am hopeful that her healing is still good, but not way too overpowered. It does still feel very, very strong if you play on the PTR, simply because the healing boost, but the burst isn't quite as good, so I kind of like that. As far as the damage, I'm not exactly sure where that is right now. What they could easily do is, you know, boost it up to 70 damage, so it's still down 10 from the original 80, but it's not all the way down to 60. And I feel like we just need time in the PTR, and especially in the live server to test that, as really the PTR doesn't go through way too much testing. They ignore a lot of the results there. So I feel like we could put that into play and just see how she works. Of course, if she just runs out of the meta, doesn't play way too much, we see some really easy things that we can change. Make the burst heal a little bit better, make her heal herself a little bit more, deal a little bit more damage with that grenade, or increase her rifle damage by just a tiny notch. And she could still be viable. You can easily make her viable, and all the other characters could still really be viable. So I feel like these are really nice numbers to change, really easy things to fix back up, and hopefully Blizzard does take that into their account while they're figuring out what characters are going to be good and trying to make everybody as good as they can possibly be and just, you know, balance out the game. As well as this, I do want to quickly mention that Zenyatta did get a really cool buff where now he can actually use his Orb of Discord through barriers, so that's going to be really nice. And as well, they made so that his alternate fire now shoots, well, you get out of the lag after shooting it a little bit faster. Sorry about that. But yeah, that happened. So that's pretty cool. Maybe that'll make Zenyatta come play it a little bit more. And with the Winston change, maybe we'll see some more dive cons. We're really just going to have to wait and see. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. As always, I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and tell me down in the comment section below, how strong do you guys think Ana is? Do you think she's really good, or do you think she's just gonna be trash after this update? I've been reading a lot of Reddit, but I want to hear your guys' opinions as well. Anyways, as always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and have a wonderful day.